Well, it's May 17th. I think I just did an update like a week ago, but a lot of things have blown up since then. Just wanted to go through and actually I just picked some onions too, and I want to go through and show you. We got red bell pepper. Thing is full of blooms. See, there's blooms right there, right there, right there, right there, down there. Orange bell pepper still has quite a few up in there. A little bit smaller blooms, but they're, buds that will be blooms. Gotta excuse the noise. They are doing construction on my sidewalks. Wake up to a jackhammer at 6:30 in the morning, but it's alright. Got a bunch of little baby blooms on the yellow bell pepper. See down in there. Just about ready to start producing. I've actually got one right here. That guy right there. His bloom is just rotted off. Just about to. I can barely see the green of the pepper behind it. And my habanero bush. That thing is literally a bush. Got all kinds of blooms coming up on 4 different tops. I don't know what I'm going to do with that many habaneros. No idea. Come down to my poblano pepper. Couple blooms on it. My miniature jalapeno plants. They do have blooms coming up on them, so they are starting to get there. And as we make it over to my tomatoes. Okay, now this has happened in the past 7 days. I guess in planting my tomato seeds, some of them got switched up, which I'm sure is pretty common. If you look, I don't know if you can tell in this, but all of that one, that one, that one, that one, and all these in this row are beef tomatoes. Now, if you watch my videos, I kept on saying these were my cherry tomatoes, these were my beef tomatoes, those over there are my early girls. Well, all the early girls are early girls, but I've got, you can see this big bush right here, and those 2 down there, they're both in cage. All 3 of them are in cages. Those are my cherry tomatoes. How they got 3 of them in that one row and then not one cherry tomato in this row, I haven't a clue. But we do have tomatoes. So let's go through and look. Let's see, where's our first ones. We got a beef tomato plant right here. See it right there? Another one right there. Another one right there. And I've got all sorts of blooms. If you look right there, the early girl's got some nice size tomatoes right there. Like I said, my cherry tomatoes that I thought were going to be beef tomatoes, beef steaks. You can tell they're obviously cherry tomatoes. And like I said, these nice ones I've got right here, probably the size of golf balls. But then look at this sucker right here. If you watched my video from a week ago, you know how small this thing was. Look at how big that sucker is. Now see, it's weird because this one over here is not really growing, and it was the same size as this. And this sucker is already as wide as my fingers. You know, I've kind of taught it to, or trained it to go up this trellis around like this, or trellis, I mean tomato cage. I've got another good looking cucumber right over there. Now look at my okras. They're going pretty good. Starting to get little bloom pods inside there. Every one of them going pretty good, except for down there at the far end. They're kind of going slow. Got my marigolds. Marigolds going good. Already got some seeds off of those. Probably replant those. Yellow squash is doing really good. I had something weird come up on these 3 leaves. It was going through the veins. It was a real white looking color. I don't know if that's from the Epsom salt or not, but I mean, I've sprayed all the plants with that, and that's the only one that had that on it. Anybody would like to comment on anything that I've got going that, you know, has better tips, or, you know, has questions from, you know, me, you know, feel free to comment down on the bottom. Like I said, I'd like to hear what you have to say right here in the Dallas area. You know, you're growing in the same type of soil and same weather as I am. Here's that other nice sized cucumber. Now, over to my black diamond. Watermelon, it's starting to shoot out pretty good. Those little babies that I just pulled up out of there was 3 of them in the cup of that. I just pulled these 2 straight up out of there and then planted them in that right there, and somehow they overtook the root damage. They are pretty hardy though, watermelons are. Then you got my mammoth jalapenos. You know, I got my mini ones over there, then I got my mammoth ones. These squash over here are doing really good. Got my potatoes over there, probably getting pretty close. Got my corn. If I pull that out, that's 5 feet tall. What's weird, I've grown corn before, and I don't really remember this, how it shoots up from the base. Like that, looks like a whole nother stalk coming out. I got a couple of them doing that. Maybe that's where the ears come out, but I thought the ears just came out from like right there. That big old random tomato plant that I got over here. Got another watermelon down in there. Then I'll take you over and show you the onions I just harvested. They're not too big, but I did plant late. I planted them quite late. Home Depot was almost out of onions. But I mean, there's some good ones. I mean, that one right there. You know, I mean, they're not the size that red onions should be. And then I got the nice yellow onion I just got this morning. A couple more reds. And look at my green beans producing. I want to try to find a good cluster. I don't know if you'll be able to see them. There's a green bean right there. But there's some spots in here that are absolutely taking over with green beans. No, that's not it. I know there's a spot right over here. Look at this. Yeah, that'll be green bean, that'll be one, that is one, that's 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 one. All these down in here. Get some better sized ones right in here. That one right there actually probably only has a couple more days. But I made the mistake of buying some green beans I thought were pole beans, and they weren't. So I've got bush beans going right down my chain link now. can tell, I have, pulled quite a few onions. I still got probably about 2 dozen of them down there. They're still standing up real good. Aren't bent over yet. And I got these okra. These are going pretty good. About to start getting their little blooms right in here. Then this cucumber plant. This one kind of did a different thing. It came out of the same package, but it split off like I pruned it. It just split off in 3 different ways. I've got a good one on here. I'll get that leaf out of the way. Nice one growing right there. And another watermelon plant. But I figured I'd do a little update since I did harvest a couple onions today. And I was pretty excited about how quick those cucumbers have been growing like that. Like I said, if you have any questions or comments or suggestions or tips or likes or dislikes or anything else you'd like to say or know, I'd like to hear it. Like I said, everything's going good. I don't think I've really had any plants die out on me. A couple more things. Like I said, I've been spraying with Epsom salt. It's been helping a lot set those blooms. I'm getting a lot of fruit producing. And then my 5-day forecast said that it was supposed to rain for Monday through Friday, thunderstorms. Well, I've yet to hear a bolt of thunder, and it's Tuesday. I haven't even hardly seen any rain. Here's my zucchini plants I haven't really said anything about. They were just kind of thrown over here. I didn't have any more space for anything, and I wanted to have a couple zucchinis. But I put some Epsom salt around the bases of my pepper plants, and it still hasn't rained, so as soon as that sets in, it should help out a little bit with those blooms and maybe produce a little bit bigger fruit. Like I said, if you've got any comments or suggestions or tips, or would like to even maybe brag a little bit about your garden, let me know. I'd like to hear it. Y'all have a good one.